Hello everybody, this is Retro Bear once again in the Gaming Pantry, welcoming you to another pickups video. Yes, after my last one, I thought the best thing to do was to carry on doing them again. I don't know where that came from, but I found myself at a loose end today, which is Thursday the 27th of July, so I thought I'd go and do some more pickups. Yeah, anyway, wishing you all well, hope you're fit and healthy. Good to see you here once again. Yeah, interesting reaction to that last video. I wasn't quite sure if that was what I was aiming for, really. It was sort of a split video. I was sort of bemoaning gaming, collecting, and moaning again, yeah, all that rubbish, and which you know, quite a few people agree with me on, and suggested some alternative ways going forward, which, you know, probably not the way I would probably go down myself, but if it works for some people, great, and others. And then obviously did an old-fashioned Wii tap pickup, which was for old time's sake, which I think went down reasonably well. As always, the weird and the wacky, and some interesting comments on that as well. And you know, I'm not trying to what's the word, this all preach, but you know, I'm known for my weird and wacky, which is why this video probably is going to be the complete antithesis as the other one. Antithesis? You know what I mean? Complete opposite of the other one that I did, because we got some good stuff here, some tasty stuff. We've got a real mixture of things. But I'd like to thank everybody who gave me some feedback on that, who watched it as well. It was always appreciated. I'm going to do some shout-outs. Well, I'm going to do shout-outs for absolutely ages, haven't I? It's been ages since I've done shout-outs. But I've got a few here. And I thought, well, you know, I've been watching these guys' videos for a short while now. It's only fair to mention them on here. It's not going to become a regular thing, because I just simply haven't got the time to sit down and do what I used to do, which was go through lots of channels and pick ones out to recommend to people that I've been watching. If I can do it every now and again, as I said I would do, as in today, then I will do that. But it's not going to become a regular thing again. I'm not going to do those shout-out videos. Just as and when I can do, and I've you know, this is probably, you know, a good few months worth of me sort of digging around. So, as always with those, we'd love you to go across and show some appreciation, check the channel. It may or may not be your thing, and therefore you decide not to subscribe or comment on their videos. But you know, a leg up is always helpful. After all, please remember we're all started there, and that's where we all came from. It's very, very important. Yes, so that's that. And also, I'd like to say a massive thank you to my good friend Jace over at retrogames.co.uk, who gave me a shout out end of last week. And thank you to everybody who took his advice and believed me. You know, I take his advice more than mine, but only just. Thank you to everybody who came over and had a look and subscribed as well. It was really appreciated, Jason. You didn't have to do that, mate. It was very nice of you to do so, and really appreciated. Thank you. Some very kind words in that video as well. But we've had a chat about that anyway. Let's do the shout-outs first. So I just want to get these not out of the way, but get them done first, and then we'll get on to the good stuff, because people come to the pickups, they come to the shout-outs. So I'm trying to read my own scribble here. And bear in mind, I've had 2 weeks off, so I've not holding any writing at all. So holding a pen is, you know, a bit alien, really. Much better than holding a soldering iron, anyway. So 7 channels I want you to go across and have a look at, if you can do. First one is a channel called Command and Console. And at the moment, trying to rebuild a PlayStation 2 collection. And also, there was a video went up the other day, which I haven't watched all the way through, I will be honest. Also to do with the Xbox as well. So if you're into those systems, definitely a channel of choice for you there. And again, it's building collections to pickups and trying to get games back into a collection, or games that he didn't have prior to doing this as well. So it's well worth a watch. So that's Command and Console. As always, links in the description below to all these channels. Next up, this is quite an interesting one at the moment, especially given where we are in the state of the world. A channel called Captain Jambo, and this is based around building a game collection on a budget. Quite a few people have done these over the last year or so, where they start out with a small amount, they try and build up a bit of credit, or they try and move stuff on and flip things and what have you. But yeah, I'd like seeing these videos, because again, as I explained to some people about the video I did few weeks last time out, last pickups video, you know, if you are on a budget, you're trying to build things from scratch and you haven't got much to play with, then they're always interesting way. You know, you can build a game collection. So Captain Jambo, go across and check that one out. A young lady called Emily Pops. Now, I came across Emily's channel a few months back, actually. And she's a young girl, just showing off bits of her collection, gaming wise, pickup she's nabbed. And she put a video out which was basically, I think it was titled Unboxing My Favourite Console Ever. And she hadn't got many views or subs at the time. And this video, for some reason, got picked up on the algorithm. You know, we're all alcoholics at the end of the day. And it went from a few views to 1,000 very, very quickly, and I think she gained in a matter of a couple of days nearly 100 new subscribers because that video got picked up. But she's a really nice girl, and she's really enthusiastic about gaming. So Emily Pops, go across and have a look at that one. Leo's World, which I came across the other day. He's just been on his holidays by the looks of it. Where did he go to? Great Yarmouth. That was it, because I knew it'd been somewhere where I know there are people over that way. Of course, they pick up Great Yarmouth. It's not cut off from the rest of the world, but I know people have been down to that part of the world quite recently. And again, it's a mixture of gameplay and pickups again. But yeah, a really nice guy. His last pickups video about when he's out on his holidays with his good lady. Quite funny when he refers to her in the video. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go across and have a look. That's the point of it. So that's Leo's World. Martin Whitehouse. That got recommended to me by somebody else. It may have been Game Zone Bird Room. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that one, but I don't know. Mrs. Bear tends to nudge me on some of these and say, "Have you seen this one?" You know. So I don't know. Again, gameplay videos. Done some Mega Drive challenges as well. Nice guy, you know. So Martin Whitehouse, go across and have a look at that one. This one I watched previously and then have gone back to it again and realised I wasn't subscribed for some reason. This is Sam Phoenix 1. One of these channels with the old numerals in it. Again, mixture of pickups. Also does Minecraft stuff. If you're interested in Minecraft stuff, that's definitely worth a look for yourself. I know quite a few people do enjoy that. Not for me, I'm afraid, but that's it. I do like a good pickups video, and Sam has quite a few of those on his channel as well to go across there. And then the final one I'm going to shout out is SMX Show. That's Sierra Michael X-Ray Show. And again, this is a mixture of collections, but also reaction videos. He's done an unboxing on the new 4K Super Mario Brothers Blu-ray that's just come out. Are they called Blu-rays? Are they 4K? I don't know. And also he's had an issue with his PS5. He's done a quick fix video on that 5-minute fix video. How to sort of noise his fan out. So again, really interesting stuff there. So a real mix. We got Command and Console, Captain Jambo, Emily Pops, Leo's World, Martin Whitehouse, Sam Phoenix 1. I'm sure there's more than one Sam Phoenix, and SMX Show. Links in the description below. Please go across and check those channels out. Tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because as always, no one's ever heard of me. Just some random old bloke shouting names out, which you can find in any town centre up and down the country. Right. Oh, it's warm today. I don't know, buddy. I've been miserable. These 2 weeks I've had off, I've been utterly miserable weather-wise. I've really been cold. I actually put a jumper on the other night. Was it Tuesday? Tuesday the 25th. We've been away for a few days. I actually put a jumper on, and a thick pair of jog trousers. I tend to usually, wear these sort of like house trouser things around the house. I called years ago when we went to Belgium and Holland as kids. We saw these sort of trousers that men were wearing, and we asked somebody who they were, and then the translation was that they were house trousers. So I got loads of these. They're great for the summer, but they're not so good in the winter. And I was sort of sitting there, I thought, bloody hell, it's cold. So I put a thick pair of jog trousers on, and then put a jumper on. A jumper on in the middle of July. Cried out, there's reports on the news today about this, this being the hottest July ever. Not here it hasn't, mate, but today, I've been out today, and it was stifling this afternoon. It really was. Absolutely stifling. Anyway. That's another subject for another time, perhaps. Yes, so what have we got here for you today? So I've been out to Vintage Game, because I haven't been to see Nick for about 3 months. Last time I was up there was when we went to let some balloons off for dear old John's, what would have been dear old John's birthday. That was March time, I think it was, down there with Nicky and Mike from Malai Club. Good old Mike, who saved me on a 4K stream Fall Guys Super sat there a couple of weeks ago and nobody turned up to play, and it was like literally me talking, but would have been me talking for 2 hours, which is, you know, if you think these videos are bad enough, that would have been an absolute nightmare, especially as it was live. But Mike did come along and save me for a couple of hours and join in some commentary, which was good. I think Sean dropped in as well after the second hour, so that was all right. Thank goodness for that. Gavin may have turned up as well. I don't know, but anyway. So that was the last time I saw Nick, so I popped in there today. I couldn't get down there, so I went down about 1 o'clock. I couldn't get parked. There was nowhere on the car park next to it. Those of you know where it is. That was parked. There was one a bit further around the corner. That was full, and there was another one which was a convenience shop just down the road from it, and that was full as well. So I turned tail, came back, watched a bit more cricket. They went back about 2:30, and luckily the car park had cleared a bit, so I was able to get on there and spent about an hour or so there. Quick catch up with Nick, so I haven't seen him for ages. Looking around the stock, and again, you always walk in there and you just find different things. It did what, you know. Oh, I've had, yeah, hello mate, hey, yeah, look, I've had all this stuff come in. I want to look at this first. It's all tape stuff and whatever, and yeah, an Amstrad come in, and some really nice looking Amstrad games, really clean. Looked like, you know, a copy of Power Drift in there, which looked like it hadn't even been touched. I mean, the box was absolutely immaculate. No scuffing on it, no denting whatsoever. It was beautiful. But I've already got Power Drift, so I didn't really want to buy it. And Atari ST coming. I appreciate these are all words to some of you, you know, younger viewers. But then there was lots of boxed, you know, Nintendo stuff in there, some N60, maybe Super Nintendo. Game Boy stuff have come in, loads of it have been dropped in there recently, so he got some new stuff in there. It's always nice to walk around. He'd actually got a Mega Drive Mini 2, Mega Drive 2 Mini, which had just come in, and I thought, ooh, and then he told me how much they were going for. I went, yeah. So I had to settle for some other stuff. So what we got here? So we got only one 8-bit tape. Don't worry, it's not a load of tapes again. We got 8-bit tapes. We got some 16-bit stuff. We got some Wii stuff. I mean, we got it. Now, if you watch my last pickups videos, a lot of comments, people said, well, you know, rather than just go and buy the tap that sits on the shelf, which is what I'm known for. This is again, that's my shtick. That's my gimmick, right? I buy the crap so you don't have to. And then the only time you ever see these games or hear these games is when I show them on this channel. And when we start doing the PlayStation 2 collection at some point, yeah, it's a fair bit of tat in that and all. So that's what I'm known for, you know, gaming on a budget. That's all you can afford. That's all the games you can get. You have to buy stuff like, you know, My Baby 2. But sometimes you don't have to buy stuff like My Baby 2. And quite a few people pointed out, why don't you just buy games that you want to play? And I thought, well, that's a bloody good idea. I never thought about it like that. Yeah. But you know, I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way. I'm saying that in a way, yeah, you're absolutely right. Why not just buy the games I want to? Because that's what I do with some of the other collections I have, especially with the Master System, the Mega Drive, with stuff picked up the N64, and some of the 8-bit stuff as well, the tape stuff as well. Games I want to play. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to play them, but at least I've got them. I'm sort of halfway there. So where I was last week to where I am now, I've sort of come halfway along. But at some point in the future, I might get all the way there. I don't know yet. We'll have to see, won't we? But anyway. So let's get the 8-bit tape out of the way, then you can all come safely back into the room. And again, it's one of these cases when you walk in a vintage game, if you know what it is, you walk in, and I always go straight out the back into the little cupboard, which used to have all the 8-bit stuff in there until Nick moved it out. But I always go in there because occasionally stuff gets dumped in there or left in there or forgotten, and you can always find something that's appeared out of nowhere, and lo and behold, I think they're in the process of tidying it up because there was a lot of stuff on the floor, so I couldn't get in there. But your eyes sort of dart around. I saw on a shelf, I thought, is that what I think it is? So I sort of leaned over and managed to knock a load of stuff over. I always do that. And then blame somebody else for it. And I picked it going off the shelf. I thought, oh, I'll have that, because in terms of Hit Squad collecting, this is quite an expensive game. I think on the Hit Squad label, copies on eBay start at the moment for about 65 quid. So you can always guarantee that the Hit Squad one's going to be more expensive because it's in that little run, or people need to complete a set, or it was released quite late, so therefore it's going to be a more valuable title because not so many copies were sold or printed. But this is the original sort of release, and you can get these a lot cheaper. Now, I'd much rather have this for what I paid for it, which was a few quid, I won't discuss what I paid with all these with Nick because we've done a deal on it. As I always say, never discuss the price of the deal. We started the price and we agreed on something shortly afterwards. I'm going to say a few quid because that's what it was. It was a few quid. But it's actually the cardboard release, which is great. And I do love these because they are, for me, as a collector of this particular, a gamer and collector of this particular era, these are very noticeable. Yes. Things that resonate with me and reflect my time as a gamer then. Less generic than things look now. They all had their own individual design. So this is a copy. Let's get to the game. It's a copy of Narc. It does say Narc under there, not Nar, because there's that big sort of white label that says Cass on it, which means cassette, not cheese in Dutch. It does say Narc on the side. There we go. And this is a side-scrolling shooter where you play a drugs vigilante who goes around shooting drug dealers. And there's a very violent arcade base, Williams arcade game, very, very violent. And it got transferred to all the home systems at the time. It's pretty much forgotten now. But I never played it. I played it in the arcade. I remember I once played it in the arcade. But I never actually played it on the home systems. But it's got this wonderful, it's about the war on drugs. So no one had the guts until now. Winners don't use drugs. And there's obviously that big American winners, the winner never quits. So it's all about that. And it's the Commodore 64. It comes, again, what I love about these. We find out it's the right tape. No, it is the right tape. There we go. So the right tape is in there. It comes with, and again, this is another benefit of having these old tapes and things, because some of the stuff is beautifully preserved. I've been very fortunate to get some really good stuff. It comes with a Notion bag because they made the game, and it also comes with the instructions, slightly worn instructions, but they are instructions. That's what the instruction manual folds out. You used to look back all those years ago. So really happy to find that one, and I'm not sure where that appeared from, but I've never seen it there before. There's also a copy of eSWAT as well for the 64, which I wasn't particularly interested in because it's not meant to be a great game on there, and I'm pretty sure I've got it anyway. I know I've got it on the Amiga. Oh, it's not there. That's Line of Fire. Oh, you'll have to excuse me a moment. I have a phone call. Right, sorry about that. My old man on the phone. Nice to hear from him. Very rarely he rings me. I have to ring him usually, but now he's rung me anyway. Yes, that's Narc anyway. I'm sure we're showing that off. There's some graphics there. I'm not sure those are the I think those are the arcade ones. I know I can't tell from this angle. My eyes are terrible. Anyway, there we go. So that was a few quid. So that's the 1/8-bit game. I'm going to save those till the end. There was in amongst all this lot some WeTat. Oh yes, there was some WeTat. Had to buy some WeTat. And again, these were like a few quid each. Last pickups video, I got a game called Trivial Pursuit. Bet you know it. And I mentioned there was another Trivial Pursuit game. Well, here it is. There we go. I'm not going to show you the insides because these are all complete. And quite frankly, if these games aren't complete, there's something wrong. This one was a boo-boo. We do like boo-boos, don't we? Because I couldn't be bothered to check my phone. Not that my lists are massively up to date. I'm just checking the disc is actually a better copy than the one I've got, so I'll be swapping this one out with the one that's on the shelf behind me. It's a Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a better copy. It's actually got the Disney rewards card in there, and I don't think it's been scratched off. Oh, it has been scratched off, that one, I don't know. But anyway, I haven't got that in the other one, so that's going to go into the collection. And the other one is another Lego game. I'm missing quite a few of the Legos, which is weird. I thought I'd got Lego The Clone Wars, but I don't appear to have it. I thought I've got Lego The Complete Saga. I thought I got the Clone Wars one, but I haven't. There's a Batman game, it's and other ones. But anyway, Lord of the Rings, Lego. There we go. So, like I said, I do like the Lego games. That's the back of Pirates of the Caribbean, in case you didn't see that, which you probably didn't. But yeah, I do like the Lego games. I'm quite happy to get those. They don't cost a lot of money. And again, realistically, yes, I would probably sit down and play all those as well. So, that's it. We'll stick with the Wii because I've got a Wii U game. Yeah, I'm not showing Wii U games for absolutely ages. And I've noticed this one knocking out. I've always ignored it, but I've got this. My dad bought me the second one on the Switch for birthday, Christmas gift. Can't remember. And I quite enjoyed playing it. although more the story as opposed to the actual purpose of creating the game. So I managed to pick a copy of Super Mario Maker up. This is the boxed one, which does have the art book inside. It had the art book inside, but didn't have the game, so I had to pull the game off the shelf. Luckily, Nick had got a copy of the game, so we put the two together. So that's all nice and complete. Nice to have a boxed set game for the Wii. And if there's a story mode on this one, that's great, because I quite enjoyed that. 4 different classic styles. Includes something. Anyway, I quite enjoy the second one, so I shall enjoy playing that. And nice to have that one in there. It was a very common game for the Wii, but price was a good price on that one. Now what we got next? Dreamcast game. I can't remember the last time I showed a Dreamcast game off. It's been forever. No, I can't remember what it was. But finally, I've got a copy of this game. I've been after this game for absolutely ages, and every time I see it, it's absolutely in a state of disrepair. The last one I nearly bought from Vintage Gamer, they wouldn't sell it to me because the cover on top of the disc, all that was peeling off. So they wouldn't sell it to me. They got a couple of copies in this time, so thank goodness I managed to find it. And I've got the controller for it, but I've never actually had the game. So finally I can now put this together. This is a really, really nice copy. So I finally have a copy of Sega Bass Fishing, which anybody who watches this channel regularly, if you're a new viewer, you won't understand. But I have an obsession with fishing games. I buy lots of fishing games. I have lots of fishing rod attachments and controllers to go with it. My controller isn't, I don't believe, is the official one. But it's still, it'll still work with this game. And this game, I mean, got bass fishing. It's got the instructions. Got the instructions to the fishing controller, which I don't. Well, I don't mind the third-party one. But yeah, I mean, it is a lovely copy. There's no damage to the case. It may possibly be the best copy of this case I've got in my Dreamcast collection. I've got a couple. But most of them are falling to pieces. But yeah, everybody knows about how fragile they are. But yeah, really, really nice copy of that one. So glad to get that finally. This one is a PlayStation 1 game. Again, it's been a long time since I've shown PlayStation 1 off. And I picked this one up because, again, going back to what we were talking about, buying games that I want to play or have played previously or owned previously. With the bass fishing game, I've always wanted to have that. Now I've got the controller. I can play it with the other games I show. I want to play those. This is one I had back when it came out. Not a great game, but I thought, well, as I'm there and I'm buying, as Nick said, quite a lot of varied stuff today, I thought I'd pick a copy of Wacky Races up. Now I've got Wacky Races, or a Wacky Races game for the PlayStation 2. I've got Crash and Dash, I think it's called Crash and Dash, on the Wii. And I remember not being very impressed with this because it wasn't, as I remember, I don't think you, for a start, get the full Wacky Races field in this game. But I remember the cartoon, so having had it originally, I wanted to get it back. It cost me a lot more than I thought it was going to do, that one, but yeah, so nice to have that one back in the collection. And then the last 3 games, we've got Mega Drive games. I know, Mega Drive game. Again, Mega Drive. Well, it's not been so long, because I do pick up the odd Mega Drive title here and there. Just in my Mega Drive collection video. So as soon as I do my collection video, I then go out and start adding stuff to it. But again, these are games that I looked at. I went through the Mass System stuff. There were a few there I hadn't got, but they weren't in the condition that fits my criteria for that. Hang tab, sticker, manual. These all meet the criteria for that for the Mega Drive. I'm not. I'd like to have complete games for the Mega Drive, and these are nice, good condition copies to go into that. And one of the games I had, and the other 2 I'll talk about in a second. So the one I did have back then, it's a favourite of my mate Paul's, and it's The Lion King. And it's a blue spine, blue spine. But against my intention to pick up games for that system, and indeed any system that I either remember having back years ago or that I want to play. I had to cobble this one together because there were 4 copies of it. This was the best one. Box-wise, it's very nice. Cartridge-wise, very nice. Sorry, Stu, it's around the wrong way. I'll have to put it back that way. Only two of the copies had manuals. The other one had the back cover slightly ripped off. So it's not a 100% pristine copy, but it'll do me. Hang tab's a bit loose, but that's fine. Got the Sega sticker on. And I just remember being blown away by The Lion King at the time. You know, Aladdin, The Lion King, great game. I know you can get them on a compilation now for the modern Xbox, PlayStation, but quite frankly, I'd rather have the originals. Because, you know, that's, you had to play that game and be wowed by that on that system rather than playing a re-release on a modern system where it looks pretty much exactly the same as it did then, and you're less wowed by it. You just got the nostalgia factor. You know, I want that to sit in a Mega Drive and go, God, I can't believe this used to run on a Mega Drive. This is fantastic. Next one I had, again, I had played this on the Amiga. Well, I didn't have an Amiga, I had a demo on the Amiga. I remember loving it. I never actually played the full game. Now, I do have it on the Master System. I think I saw it there, I thought, oof. And it felt like, I thought, there's no manual in this, but it is in there. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to grab that as well. So a copy of Alien 3, which, again, I'll just move the cartridge around the right way. I must teach them a few things about that, because they clean all the cartridges before they put them in the boxes, but they don't put them in the right way. But you've got the manual in there, which is great. I mean, I haven't got that many missing manuals in my Mega Drive collection, but now I just make it the habit that they're going to be in there. And again, great little game. I know a lot of people do recommend that title. It's a fun, really good. It's quite a tense, what's the word? Claustrophobic game as well. Worth doing. And this one to me was probably the find of the day. I mean, you don't see. Well, I've been after this on the Master System for some time, and I haven't found a decent copy yet. And I remember when I saw the Mega Drive years and years ago, and I remember thinking, oh, I'd like to get that. And there was the other game was Rambo 3, which I still haven't got. I must get, again, not been able to find a decent copy of it. This one isn't 100% perfect because the box doesn't shut properly at the bottom, which I didn't realise at the time. But in terms of the case, it's beautiful, really good condition. It's Predator 2, which is part top-down shooter, part FPS shooter. Probably the best way to describe it. But I mean, that hang tab is absolutely rigid. No Sega sticker, sadly. The box doesn't shut at the bottom, doesn't close properly. It'll hold because the top goes in, and it'll hold. But if you just watch that there, it's just not quite connecting. Bit of a shame that, but it's a really, it is. I'm not sure whether this is a you know, it's a new box or something. But I mean, the box itself, I mean, that is just, it's. You know, we say the word stiff. So the manual does not represent the condition of the box. I don't know why. But it's got the manual in it, so I thought, great. And then there's a shot at the back. It's got some digitised shots from the film, which are in the game. You can see the top-down view, which is the second picture of the top there. But yeah, and this was the most expensive one on the lot, because Nick was quite honest with me. He said, look, I'm going to need whatever it was on that one. And I said, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind paying that for it. That's really, really good. So, yeah, just a really, really nice copy of the game. So I spent a few quid. But there's a lot of stuff there that I think, you know, I will gonna want to sit down and play. I want to have a go through and give things, you know, give it a proper play on the proper system. So there you go. Anyway, apologies for the interruption halfway through, but I hope you've enjoyed that. Have you played any of those? Are they worth playing? Would you recommend anything else in those ilks? You know, there's a certain style there that if I like that game, perhaps I might want to try this one. Did you own any of these? Do you own any of these now? What do you think? Let me know. Always good to have. Communication is what we need. People leaving massive amounts of comment. Again, thank you to so many people who commented on the last video to let me know your thoughts and whatever. It was really good. I love getting the comments in there. I'm now back on top of that. I did have a bit where I just sort of let them slip through, but I'm back on those now, and it's been great to have that interaction once more. That's what makes it work. It's great. I like doing these videos. I like you guys. Guys, that's twice now I've done that. I like you good people of the general public commenting on them and let me know what you think. Whether you disagree or agree with me and what I'm saying and what I'm showing off, that's all part of the fun. It's great. In the meantime, there it is. Feel free to do that. It's there. I always stick it on there, whether you do, whether you don't. I won't feel offended if you don't, and I'll be thrilled if you did. That's how we do it, as the actress said to the bishop. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching. I shall be back again very, very soon with another video of some variety. Until then, take care, and this is the Retro Bear saying bye for now.